days ago, tragedy struck in the Christian County as 3 tornadoes made their way through where we call home. One of those tornadoes went right through the city of Taylorville, and tonight that's where we broadcast to you from. This game is about more than just putting a ball through a hoop. This game is about a community and what they've been through in the past 72 hours plus and dealing with the aftermath of those destructive winds. Tonight, every fan in this building will hopefully have 2 hours of normalcy in these trying times. Both teams tonight are looking for their first Apollo Conference wins as the Taylorville Tornadoes are ready to take on the Charleston Trojans. Now, last time out for the Tornadoes, it was a nail-biter. It really was. It was their first loss of the season, though, and they fell to the Lincoln Rail Splitters 67-63 at home. They sit at a record of 4-1 now. For the Tornado fans that failed to make it out to the game, they missed a classic. Tornadoes were down by as many as 21 in the second half, including being down double digits for most of the fourth quarter. Ryan S. would then go on a scoring display, and now we are joined by head coach Ryan Brown.
Hi,
Coach, good to see you. We were just talking this game, obviously, tonight about a little bit more than just basketball.
Yeah, man, we break every huddle on together, and it's never felt more important in these guys' basketball career. It's just a little bit different meaning. This is community. This is us. It's together. Let's go to work.
So you guys started off your season with 4 wins, lost a tough game to Lincoln, being down by 21 in the second half, almost were able to fight back and take that lead late. What has to change for you guys to get back in the win column?
I think just kind of play our game. I think a lot of this is going to depend on our transition defense because, we haven't been faced with a team that wanted to play faster than us. And I think Charleston's going to give that a shot tonight. So our transition defense is going to be tested. We've been really good at crashing the boards, especially offensive rebounds. We might run into a team that's going to make us pay for crashing hard on the ORs.
Ryan S. had quite possibly one of the greatest shooting displays in the fourth quarter of Taylorville High School history. 4 of 4 from deep to help bring this team within 2 points of the Rail Splitters. Not quite enough to get over the hump, but what'd you like what you saw from Ryan S.? There were deep shots and some of them pretty contested as well.
Well, I tell you what, he walked through the tunnel coming out on the gym floor and he felt open. That's just a kind of kid that he is. He doesn't understand range, and we love Ryan for that. So, that's a kid that, he's got a lot of guts in him. And, those situations have never fazed him as long as I've seen him play ball.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Again, that's head coach Ryan Brown of the Taylorville Tornadoes. He is in his 4th season with the team, has a record of 54-42. They're 4-1 on this season, 4-1 at home. And they have currently on a 1-game losing streak, falling to Lincoln last Friday. Correct, Bruce? It feels like forever ago, that game against Lincoln, but it was last Friday.
Friday night, yes.
So we were talking about Ryan S. Again, this young man put on a show, 4 of 4 from deep, and I'll tell you what, folks, nothing but net. There was one that was a little bit of an ugly shot, but hey, they go in for 3 points, and that's what counts. Caden Froby, though, would step to the line and calmly sink 2 clutch free throws. With the loss, Tornadoes fall to 4-1 on the season. The Tornadoes look to get back on track as they take on the Trojans from Charleston. This is the News Talk WTIM pregame show. I'm John Bowen. Heard a little bit from Bruce Berry there early on, and we're going to bring him back here after the break. We'll have some keys to the game, a little Q&A with Bruce as to what his basketball thoughts are. We'll see how much he's been paying attention on this young season. Me now. We heard from Coach Brown ahead of tonight's contest, Bruce, but I'm going to get your thoughts as well. A tough loss last time. They lost by 4, and this was a team where really Lincoln last year kind of gave a little bit of a beat down to the Tornadoes. A 15-point loss and a 20-point loss a year ago, only losing by 4. But really the comeback down the home stretch by the Tornadoes was a sight to be seen. What does this do for this team, that late game surge? How do they carry that into tonight's game?
I think it proves that we can play with anybody in the conference with that close loss to Lincoln. And so last year I didn't know if we had the confidence to compete with Lincoln or Muhammad, the two first and second place teams. But Charleston's a team we beat twice last year, and I think we got confidence we can win tonight. And look for us to come out and shoot well early and lead us to another victory, John.
Bruce, the Trojans are coached by Blaine Marshall in his third year with the team. He has a record of 24-30. He's gone 10-14 in both of his first 2 seasons. He recently tried to light a fire under his team, saying there just simply was not enough intensity in their last 3 matchups for them to compete this season. That being said, do you think these Trojans come out hot to start this game?
I think they'll come out very competitive and playing hard. I don't know if they'll have the ability to compete with a good shooting team that Taylorville is this year, John.
And it looks like Jace Bergschneider, we're seeing him get stretched out. He's got some fingers taped on the left hand. Again, he is a right-handed shooter, so shouldn't impact the shot too much. That's what happens when you're a point guard. You go down there and scrap for the rebounds. Bruce, the Tornadoes were able to give a tough game to Lincoln. How important is that for this team, knowing that they lost both those games by 15-plus last year? Again, they've got Lincoln to close out their season, the regular season, I believe in February, early February, late January.
Correct, probably early February.
Oh, yeah, I guess we actually do have it. It's going to be mid-February. They'll be at Lincoln to close the Apollo Conference. How important is that, knowing that, at your home court only lost by 4, and it was really kind of an atrocious start for the Tornadoes?
Right. I think it gives us confidence to compete in the conference the rest of the year, and we've beaten Lincoln up there before, and so it might give us some confidence to win up there. It'd be a tough place for us to win, but it should give us confidence tonight, and then as we can compete in the Apollo the rest of the year.
I think they need a Bruce Berry pregame speech. What would you be telling the boys when they head up to Lincoln?
Just come out, play hard, pass the ball, and if you got a shot, hit it, and go from there. We need to shoot. We need to shoot the ball, the 3 ball, and if we shoot the ball at 40-50% from 3, we should have no problem tonight.
You mentioned shooting the 3. I know Ryan S., so we talked about him both with Coach Brown. I mentioned him already in the pregame show. He shot the ball at a prolific rate in the fourth quarter, shooting deep contested 3s. Can he continue that success tonight?
Well, the game before that he was 0 for 8, so he came out 6 for 8 the other night, so that's pretty good. Good shooting percentage, about 38% from 3. So if he hits 3 or 4 threes, the Livingston's twins are very good 3-point shooters, as well as Jace Bergschneider. So, that's Taylorville's game, shooting the 3, and we should come out all right tonight.
Bruce, we've talked about the bench multiple times, or rather lack thereof. No bench scoring against Lincoln. It was all 5 starters providing all 63 points. You've got to go back to the game prior, I believe, against Triad when Yemi Odubison, or it might have even been before that, against Civic Memorial when Yemi Odubison provided us some scoring off the bench. I think he had 6 that night. Is that going to be a problem as the season continues?
Well, basically our top 3 bench players this year are the seniors, and they all were stars on the football team. So I look for them to get back in basketball shape. And that's Brandon Odom, Justin Wright, and Yemi Odubison. So they're still in football shape. Once they get in basketball shape, we should get a lot more production out of our bench.
And we saw Brandon Odom make his debut the other night against Lincoln. What you saw from Brandon, what did you like? He seems to be, much like on the football field, he's a pocket passer if there was one on a basketball court.
That's correct, and he passes the ball. He doesn't shoot very often. He passes it, and the guys got to be ready because they don't know where he might be trying to pass them the ball. He had a few turnovers the other night, but once they'll start to click, Brandon Odom will be one of our good players in the late first half of the season and as he gets in basketball shape.
Talk about if it sets him behind at all or how difficult it is for him to rather catch up. Again, he was one of those players we mentioned coming back in football shape, being himself. Again, we're talking about Brandon Odom, Justin Wright, as well as Yemi Odubison. Well, Justin Wright and Yemi Odubison had the whole Stovetop Classic to play in. whereas Brandon missed the first 4 games of the season. How quickly, rather, can Brandon catch up to Yimmy as well as Justin getting into basketball shape?
Well, I think Brandon's still lingering with a little shoulder injury, so maybe he won't be up to shape in the next game or two, but probably we get around the Christmas tournament and in the second half of the year, Brandon should be one of our main contributors.
I'm John Bowen. Bruce Berry, kind enough to join us on the News Talk WTIM pregame show. Excellent points, Bruce, as always. Hey, coming up shortly, we've got the Trojans and the Tornadoes set to do battle. 2 0-1 teams in the conference, both looking for their first conference win. It's coming up next on News Talk WTIM.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sheriff's Department has funds available for those who have been affected by the recent tornadoes. No citizen should contact the Sheriff's Department. Those who would like to help out the tornado relief effort should contact Missions for Taylorville. And there are also donation buckets at the entrances of Taylorville High School for those who would like to make a monetary donation. Thank you.
John Bowen back here with you on the News Talk WTIM pregame show. Again, Bruce, we just heard from the PA announcer about Missions for Taylorville. They're accepting donations. Again, the tornadoes that rolled through Christian County on Saturday, the big tornado that rolled through the Hewittville area. I understand they're looking more for monetary donations tonight. Share with the listening audience, if they're coming after the game, how exactly they can help contribute.
Correct. We're taking monetary donations through the Missions for Taylorville. That's a local ministerial group that's set up to help lower income people with their home repairs and things like that. So that's what the city decided to do. And we encourage everyone to donate to Missions for Taylorville. And they can send a check or to 115 North Main in care of the city clerk and Taylorville, Illinois 62568, and the money will get to Missions for Taylorville.
Bruce, I understand there was a radio station up in Decatur that had a 3-hour morning show, and in those 3 hours, share with our listening audience how much money they raised for the Taylorville Food Pantry.
They raised $50,000, I was told, and they're going to present a check tomorrow morning at the food pantry around 9:30. I want to thank them very much. It's WSOY and WFMB, I think, out of Springfield and Decatur.
And I know that this is obviously never an easy experience to go through, but kind of talk about the surrounding areas. It seems like every single basketball game I saw on Twitter said, hey, we've got a donation bucket. When you come in, we're not dropping spare change if you have it, but everything's going to Taylorville, all proceeds.
And I can't thank the people enough. The surrounding communities have been great. The public works departments have offered their workers, their vehicles, their backhoes, everything, their trucks, everything like that. I can't thank anyone enough. And the cleanup continues. It will continue this week and next for sure. And like I said, I just want to tell anyone, if they got an issue, please call my office tomorrow morning, 287-7946, and we will address all the issues.
I was going to say, it was very impressive, the students rallying together, and the school was canceled on Monday, and for good cause. You wanted to make sure the school was safe for the students to step in, but the athletics department said if you are a student athlete or any student rather, and you're interested in helping, meet here at the fairgrounds at 1 o'clock. Did you see any of those student athletes?
Yes,
kind of what was that experience
I saw a lot,
like?
and there's football, basketball, baseball players, girls basketball, volleyball players. The FFA stepped up. The students really stepped up to help the community, and I can't thank them enough. Dr. Firstenau doing a wonderful job with our school, and What a great community we do live in, John. I think
Absolutely.
the people are really realizing that now.
Absolutely. Again, I'm John Bowen. Bruce Berry, kind enough to join us on the News Talk WTIM pregame show. Bruce, we do got to get to your keys to the game. I just realized we've kind of just been chatting here together. As much as I enjoy doing that, let's talk about your keys to the game, though. Now, for the Tornadoes, how do they get back in that win column?
Well, we have to shoot the ball well, and we'll play hard. We always play hard. Charleston's got a little height advantage on us, so we're going to have to speed the ball up and shoot the ball well, and we should come away with a victory.
They've been dealing with height disadvantages, the Tornadoes, all season. I've been really impressed with Will Kettlecamp, how he handles his body and he plays larger than 6'4".
Especially for coming off a football season, because he was a great defensive safety for us, and for him to come back, he's already in basketball shape. I think the other night he played 27 of the 32 minutes, so that's impressive so early in the season.
Bruce, for Charleston, how does Charleston come in here, and how do they pick up their first Apollo Conference win?
Well, they're well-rounded, John. They got 4 or 5 people that can score, and they even got a bench player the other night. Lane Harrell come off and got 17 points, so I'm not sure who we're going to have to guard. We're going to have to guard all of them, as always.
Absolutely. Again, Bruce Berry, thank you. Appreciate your insight. We're getting ready for the anthem. We're going to take a pause here as well. I'm John Bowen. This is News Talk WTIM. We've got tip-off and starting lineups coming up next. News Talk WTIM. Again, this is something we haven't really seen the teams shaking hands before the game. An excellent case of sportsmanship there being showed by the Charleston Trojans. Again, it's no secret what happened here in Christian County and in the city of Taylor over the weekend.
We, as a community, would like to give a few words of appreciation. The Taylorville community has a lot to be thankful for this evening. This game will hopefully give us an escape from the folks that are dealing with the aftermath of the EF3 tornado that struck our town on Saturday night. We are thankful for our first responders in our community, some of whom put the needs of the community before those of their own. We are thankful to Taylorville Fire Chief Mike Cruz and the Taylorville Fire Department, Taylorville Police Chief Brian Heil and the Taylorville Police Department, Sheriff Bruce Kettlecamp and the Christian County Sheriff's Department, all of our local EMS services. We want to thank Mayor Bruce Berry. We want to thank all the first responders from other communities that came to Taylorville to assist. We are also grateful for the hundreds of volunteers who have assisted in the cleanup effort and who will continue to assist our neighbors as we continue our recovery in the upcoming weeks. We are thankful to the students of Taylorville High School that took up to help others in need. We are thankful for all the support and fundraising efforts around Illinois that are taking place. So numerous are these that we cannot list them all for fear of leaving someone off the list. We truly live in a special place. here in Central Illinois. As time passes, we intend to do a more formal ceremony to honor the efforts of so many on our behalf. For tonight, however, let's escape for a while, watch some basketball, cheer on our Tornadoes, and to quote THS senior Justin Wright, it's not just sports guys out here, it's everybody. There are over 11,000 tornadoes in this town. We can overcome just one. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. One more round of applause for our first responders, our volunteers, and our community. Let's play basketball.
Let's meet our starting lineups. With a record of 3 wins, 3 losses, 0-1 in the Apollo Conference, the Trojans of Charleston High School. At 1 forward, 6'4" junior, number 14, Isaac Miller. At the other forward, 6'5" junior, number 24, Caleb Hurst. At guard, 5'9" sophomore, number 3, Corey Spore. At guard, 6'1" senior, number 4, Jake Simpson. And in guard, 6'2" senior, number 5, Zach Finley. The Trojans are coached by Wayne Hall.
High five, and how about I jump into your arms, you lift me up like Dirty Dancing.
Okay, I doubt if I could lift you up, John.
Well, what are you trying to say?
Maybe you could try to lift me up.
Yeah, okay. You are. What is that? What is that weight loss you're doing again? The
PCW.
PCW, that's
Physician's
right.
Choice Wellness. So it's been put on hold while we fight this disaster.
Hey, I
here.
understand.
So.
Will Kettlecamp ready to jump against Caleb Hurst. The Tornadoes in their home whites with the purple down the side and purple lettering. And Hurst wins the tip, and it is received by Dayton Simpson. He brings it up half court, picked up by Nick Livingston. Ball's already dead. Here comes the pressure. Now it gets over to Hurst. He's looking to drive down the lane. He kicks it over to Zach Finley, who almost had a cutting man. 3 on the way. No good. Rebounded by Will Kettlecamp. Almost a foul call. Missing that shot, I believe, Corey Spurr. Here's Ryan S. with the ball. You got to pick him up right about half court. Nick Livingston with it in the corner. Shoves it off to Bergschneider. He's going to set up the offense. Again, Jace has some tape on his left hand. He is a right-handed shooter. We'll see if that impacts his dribbling. He is the best ball handler for the team. Nick Livingston almost loses it. Gets it over to Ryan S. He's looking to drive. Don't see too much of that. Dumps it off to Bergschneider for 2.
Charleston's in a man-to-man. And Taylorville's in their 1-2-2 zone.
Tornadoes want to steal, don't get it, and thrown out of bounds. That was a volleyball swat by Ryan S. I'll tell you what, Isaac Miller threw that right almost into the elbow of S. We got a stoppage in play.
Stoppage in play with
here comes Wyatt Shirley. Is Bergschneider heading to the bench? Is it Kettlecamp?
looks like something with the uniform problem or something one of the referees has noticed.
Well, without a doubt, those are two key players leaving the game, and Kettlecamp and Bergschneider and O'Dubison and Wyatt Shirley, just a sophomore, will replace. He gets the ball from Ryan S., who just picked that pocket. S gets it back from Shirley. Shirley now back from S, finally across half court. 1 minute down, a 2-0 lead for the Tornadoes. Shirley almost has the ball stolen, able to retain it, and it's going to be a traveling violation. Turnover on the Tornadoes. The thing is, I don't see Bergschneider or Kettlecamp doing anything on the bench.
No, I don't either, but it was like the referee had him be taken out, so we'll have to find out from Coach Brown after the game what the issue was.
That was Mark DiMarzio making that call, or DiMarzio rather. Up for two, no good. Gets his rebound. That's Hurst. Kicks it out, and now in the hands of Miller. He's looking to drive. There's got to be a foul there, you'd think. No call.
Looks like it knocked out of bounds by Taylorville, and Charleston will inbound it out of their own underneath their own basket.
6:30 left to go in this first quarter. We'll see how long it takes for Bergschneider. You never want to see Bergschneider on the bench this early, a minute and a half into the game. It's a little surprising. Finley gets it inbounds, shovels it off to Spoor. Spoor looking to work on Shirley. Now to Hurst in the high post. He's going up for two strong. Good move by Caleb Hurst. 2-2 our score. I'll tell you what, taking a spill over there. Corey Spoor going for the steal. Folds up one of those chairs and knocks into some of his team's equipment. So on the floor for the Tornadoes, it's S, Shirley, O'Dubison, and the Livingston twins. Shirley gets it in from S. Sophomore going to be running the show early on. He's coming off a double screen from O'Dubison and S. Backtracks and gets it over to S. He's at the volleyball line, thought about the three. Now Jack Livingston, he's trying to drive baseline, cut off by his man Simpson. S kicks it to Shirley. No lack of confidence from Wyatt Shirley. He connects for three. 2-5, Tornadoes have the lead with 5:45 left to go in the first quarter. Hurst picks up his dribble, and that should be a turnover. Tornadoes going to keep it. Or rather, take it away, I should say.
Hurst is the tallest guy out on the field, on the court, but he plays outside, so we're not much of a size disadvantage.
Hurst 6'5", Miller 6'4". They're both juniors. Nick Livingston, quick trigger, he connects. Isn't that a sight for sore eyes? 8-2, Tornadoes have a 6-point lead early. Spoor looking to drive, lays it up off the bottom of the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Yemi O'Dubison, and Yemi's looking to run. This is going to be an athletic play. Splits the defense, but loses it out of bounds. He just got a little bit too much of a head of steam right
knocked away off Yemi's leg and knocked it out of bounds, and Charleston will take the ball underneath Taylorville's basket, and Taylorville leads 8-2.
If we get a timeout, we might try to ask one of the officials what exactly is going on with Will Kettlecamp and Jace Bergschneider. None of them getting treatment for anything. No jersey being changed. There is a foul called here. I believe that's going to be on Wyatt Shirley.
His first, the team first foul of the game.
That is the foul on Wyatt Shirley. He's looked impressive, though, the sophomore, coming in for Jace Bergschneider, the junior. He's been running the point early on, and he looks pretty comfortable. He does normally do that in the JV games. No doubt the JV's best ball handler. Finley looking to drive down low. They're going to call a foul or a travel? They're going to call a foul. They're going to say it was on the floor. I think that's going to be on Jack Livingston. It is Jack Livingston's first. So Livingston and Shirley both with 1. 2 team fouls for the Tornadoes. Deep pass saves it from going over and back. That's Isaac Miller. He's working against Ryan S. Open three. No good. Rebounded by Shirley and then loses it out of bounds. Tell you what, that shot did not look good from the get-go from Dayton Simpson. Good. Caleb Hurst has the 2 points for the Trojans, rather. Quick inbounds play, working down low, and that was a travel.
Traveling.
Miller walked with it. Tornadoes will get it back. Tornadoes have 3 points from Nick Livingston, 2 from Jace Bergschneider, who again is on the bench, and then 3 from Wyatt Shirley.
We're 3 out of 3 from the field. We haven't missed a shot yet.
Nick Livingston gets it from Ryan S. He's picked up by Finley. Over to Jack Livingston now. Tried to find a cutting Nick. Nick throws his hands up. He wasn't even looking. And that went right into the hands of Caleb Hurst. And then Hurst passes it right to Ryan S. And he's looking to go coast to coast. And he will lay it up and miss it. And stolen by Jack Livingston. Shovels it to Yemi Odubison, up for 2. There's some bench points for the Tornadoes. And we've got a timeout called. We'll keep it right here, 10-2 with 4:12 left to go in this first quarter. We'll mention Milling Millwork Contracting Incorporated. They provide professional quality craftsmanship. Their location at 405 West Main Cross in Taylorville. They're fully insured and bonded. That's Milling Millwork Contracting Incorporated, the proud sponsor of the Taylorville Tornadoes. So Bruce, obviously, it goes without saying, but a much better start this time around for the Tornadoes compared to that Lincoln game.
Correct. We came out so far, we're 4 out of 5, and we've hit our we've hit 2 threes. So we're doing well.
I was worried about that. You mentioned they were a perfect 3 of 3, and when S went up for that layup, I go, I'm not feeling too confident about this one.
That was a guarded layup, and he missed it. We did get the rebound, put it back in. So we're 4 out of 5, and if we shoot 80%, we're going to be hard to beat.
I'd imagine most teams would. 10-2 with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Hurst gets it. Again, he's 6'5", bringing it up the floor. And now here comes Simpson down the lane. Tries to lay it up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Ryan S. Goes for a home run pass to Nick Livingston. He stops on a dime and lays it up for 2. He's got 5. A 2-point lead and a 10-0 run for the Tornadoes. The lead is 10. In the corner with the shot fake, that's Simpson. He's now trying to drive. He kicks across court to Miller. No luck there. And up strong for 2 and ending the streak. That's Corey Spur. He's now got 2. 4-12 the score. Lead down to 8. Ryan S. with it just inside the volleyball line. And Miller's already taken away his breathing. Livingston behind the back dribble. Floats it up. No good off the back iron. That's rebounded by Sporey. Rebounded by Finley. Now here's Sporey with the ball. Or Spore, rather. Wyatt Shirley has a steal and might have 2 unless he wants to give it up to Livingston. What a defensive play there by Finley. Not getting up on it. He swats it out of bounds. Shirley had Nick Livingston with him if he wanted.
Brandon Odom's in the game for Yemi, and Justin Wright came in a minute ago for Jack Livingston.
Again, Brandon would normally be the 6th man, you would imagine, but coming off the shoulder injury as well as dealing with getting back into playing shape after football season. Wyatt Shirley down on the far post to Odom, and Odom gets a turnover. He and Shirley just not on the same page quite yet. S puts a body in front of Dayton Simpson, but he connects for 2. 6-12. And that's stolen.
Brandon come in with 2 quick turnovers.
Hurst with it, might have got away with a walk. He shovels it off to Miller. Miller mid-range game, it's good. 8-12, and the 10-point lead is down to 4. A 6-0 scoring run for the Trojans. Shirley with it. Needs some help. Gets it over to Ryan S. up top. Over to Justin Wright, who has checked in. He's driving baseline. Almost loses it. Finds Wyatt Shirley in the corner. 3 on the way, and it's good. Wyatt Shirley. 6 quick points. 8-15 our score. That stops the 6-0 scoring run for the Trojans. Finley with it down low. Too strong. Can't get it to go. Gets his rebound, and Brandon Odom almost had a steal. Here's a 3 from the Trojans. No good. Rebounded by Hurst. That's Simpson missing the 3. And then we say Hurst is fouled, going up for 2. He has free throws coming his way. I'm not sure who they got the call on.
Brandon Odom with the foul on that one.
Brandon Odom, that's his first. He does have the 2 turnovers. Averaged 4.5 assists last year and 3.7 rebounds. Those assists, is that just he tries to do a little bit too much as Hurst connects with the free throw?
Yeah, it'll get better as the season wears on. The players will get more used to it.
And we have a meeting of the officials. And they're not letting the sub check into the game. Walking him back to the bench. And he is taking off his uniform. What is with the uniform conundrum today? Again, that was Cade Landris, who is set to check
To
in.
me, I think it might be
Oh, it was the
something-
long sleeve shirt.
Something with the undershirt. It's got to be the same color as the jersey, and that one's black, and the jerseys are green, I think was the infraction there, John.
Interesting. So, Luke Bell will check into the game. He was a shooter in the JV game. And Cade Landris is getting things situated on the sideline. Brandon Odom, great job screening out there and getting the board. Quick outlet pass to Jack Livingston. Cross court to Justin Wright. He scores 2. Some bench points tonight. 9-17. Tornadoes have the lead. Here is Spoor with it, almost to over and back. Here's Hurst now. Over to Finley. He saves it from going out of bounds. Hurst with it on the left wing. Finds Finley in the corner. Thought about the shot. Here's Bell. He's a shooter, at least in the JV game he was. Isaac Miller with it now. He gets it down to Spoor. Swatted away, but Hurst gets it, and it finally ends up in the hands of Wyatt Shirley after a crazy bounce. Brandon Odom with it. He'll settle down and get the offense started. Kicks it over to Wyatt Shirley. He's not shy about it. Kicks it to Jack Livingston in the corner. 3 on the way. It's good. Another one net. Jack Livingston with his first 3, 9-20. And this is a 5-0 run for the Tornadoes. Spoor with it. Somehow gets it to Hurst. I don't even know how that pass was completed. But Hurst gets it up for 2. He's got 5. 11-20 our score with less than a minute to play. Justin Wright, good move down low. Can't get it to go. 40 seconds left, and Hurst is bringing it up. We'll see if they want to hold for that last shot. They don't. Bell's going to throw one up. Rims out, and rebounded by Jack Livingston. He gets it to Justin Wright, who is known for his speed. Euro step up for 2. Justin Wright's got 4 first quarter points. 11-22. Tornadoes are doubling up the visiting Trojans. Bell gets it to Hurst. Hurst has a wide open lane. Now kicks it in the corner to Miller. Miller shot fake, steps in for a mid-range. That rattles out. Odom with the rebound. There's 10 seconds left. And Odom is harassed down low. Can't get it to go. And Hurst gets a layup after the steal. Quick pass. Finds Justin Wright. And there's the foul call with 0.8 left to go. And Isaac Miller is not happy about the call.
That's the first foul on Charleston.
Hurst should have 7. They would say Hurst has 5.
I got Hurst for 7.
I've got Hurst for 7 too. He did make that last layup. Lob up to Yemi Odubison. No play there. And Yemi's upset with himself. Wanted to finish the play, but that would have just been a little too athletic, even for Yemi. 13-22. A 9-point lead for the Tornadoes. We've got second quarter action up next on News Talk WTI. You on News Talk WTIM. Again, we heard from the official Dave Schwartz, and he told us as to why exactly. I'm sorry, no, that was Jason Cosby. As to why Bergschneider and Kettlecamp left, and they're both on the floor now. They had rolled shorts. Something with the waistband, I would imagine, rolling them. And then as for Cade Landris, as you mentioned, Bruce, the undershirt either has to match the jersey or it has to be white.
Okay, no problem. I knew that was the infraction, and I don't know if they had to sit out the whole quarter because of the rolled shorts, or if maybe it was a little discipline that they should have known that, and Brown just made another impression on these 2 young lads.
Justin Wright gets all the way to the hole, can't finish for 2. Go ahead, Bruce. Continue your thought.
I just think maybe Coach Brown made a statement that says, boys, you can't do that. You can't do that. And if you try it, we'll just sit you out the rest of the quarter.
Well, Kettlecamp cuts, and he scoops up for 2. Jace Bergschneider gets that assist. Kettlecamp with his first 2. It's 24-13. Lead is back up to 11 for the Tornadoes. Again, second quarter of action here on News Talk WTIM. Bergschneider might have been called for a foul there, but they let him play on. It's in the hands of Corey Spoor, rather. Gets all the way to the rim, scoops it up for 2. He's got 4, 15 to 24. Bergschneider looking for a quick answer. Has his pocket picked. And here comes Spoor again. Ryan S. has something to say about it. It's going to be an and one, though. Corey Spoor too strong offensively. He's now got 6.
24 to 17 with 7:03 left in the second quarter. Foul on Ryan S., his first, the team 4th.
I will mention extra's always better, like extra coverage from Diamond Brothers Insurance. Again, sorry.
Spoor's got all 5 points in the second quarter for Charleston.
Sorry for the drop there in the broadcast, a little bit of technical difficulties. So we are back now. 24-18 is our score as that free throw was knocked home by Corey Spoor. He has 7. Kettlecamp cutting, and I'll tell you what, I think he was surprised he was that open. He missed the layup. 18 to 24 the score with 6:30 left to go in the second quarter. Some good defense here by the Tornadoes. Miller in the corner, shot on the way, too strong, high rebound, brought down by Will Kettlecamp. He's looking for an outlet, finds Bergschneider. That's the hands you want to get it into. He goes all the way to the rim for 2. Jace Bergschneider now has 4, 26 to 18. Here's Miller with it. He gets it out to Landrews. He scored 17 in their last contest. Back to Miller now. Finds a cutting Hurst. Off the glass for 2. That's a strong kid down there. He's got 9, almost in double digits. 20 to 26. Tornadoes with a 6-point lead. 6 minutes on our clock. Brandon Odom at the scorer's table set to check in, as is Zach Finley. Livingston with it. That's Jack on the left wing, and that's going to be stolen by Spoor. He's going up for 2. No foul called. Rebounded by Bergschneider. And here's Kettlecamp with it. Bergschneider wants it back. He finds Justin Wright, who gets it back to Bergschneider. Bergschneider was surprised. Oh my goodness, what's that about? And Hurst should get teed up. He just put hands in the face of Justin Wright, and someone needs to calm Justin Wright down. I'll tell you what, Justin Wright's used to football contact, but that's a little much on the basketball court, Caleb Hurst. That should be a technical foul, and Justin Wright was ready to go. There's a call being made on Justin Wright.
Flagrant 2 they might have called. He might be ejected.
He might be out of the game, and if so, that is their main player. I don't even know why he lost his cool. I don't know what happened.
It looked like he slapped Justin Wright.
Yeah, he did. He did slap Justin Wright. Again, the 24 they put up there, my apologies. No call on Justin Wright. Caleb Hurst and Justin Wright both wear number 24. So if it's a flagrant 2, he's gone. So see what the call is, and the officials need to get the Trojan starters out of the game. And based on the reaction from Isaac Miller, I think we might have seen the end of Hurst. He's shaking his head. I don't know what he's upset about. When you do something blatantly stupid like that, you've got to expect a call.
I think maybe the issue is he's wearing braces, and maybe he got hit in the braces and reacted by slapping back. If he did get hit initially, that was in the play of the game. And so I think maybe he will be ejected. The officials are discussing it right now.
He's standing at midcourt by himself, and now they're heading towards their bench. I'm a little surprised the officials didn't have the Trojans at their bench already. And here comes the call. Head coach of the Tornadoes, Coach Brown. Ryan Brown is getting the talking to from Jason Cosby. And Dave Schwartz will go talk to the Charleston bench. And we'll see what the call is. He not entirely sure what we've got going on. He's still standing on the sideline. That's Hurst. Again, folks, just kind of a blatant. He went above the neck on Justin Wright at that moment.
According to our fans over there at that side, they might have called a double technical, and maybe on Justin Wright also.
We'd love to get an official over here and see if we could get a call. Again, we're pretty much in the dark as well as you are. Hurst is not on the floor, but he is sitting on the bench. I don't think his night is done. A double technical, though. How do you call a technical on Justin Wright? Foul on White, double technical is the call. We're going to appreciate Dave Schwartz coming over and explaining that to us, but Bruce, I'm not sure that's the right call.
I'm not sure what Justin Wright did was wrong. He reacted, but he did not cause any contact.
Yeah, let's set that record straight as well. Justin Wright was the one that caught the forearm or caught it to the above the neck part, and now the Dolphins are going to start to get rocking here. You don't want to try to motivate these tornadoes any more than they already are. They don't need a fire necessarily lit, and when you do, you might come to regret it. So a double technical on Caleb Hurst and Justin Wright. Again, Justin Wright, all he did was turn and got in the face a little bit of Hurst. No contact was made, but it was more of a, hey man, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. I think it surprised Justin, and then of course he reacted, but by that time he was pulled away. But Taylorville seems to be playing with a lot more intensity. And we'll see if Charleston can match that intensity.
I'll tell you what, they came out with tenacity anyway.
We're in the 1-2-2 zone press on full court, so we'll see what happens. Possible travel.
In the corner there to Simpson. He's looking to drive. He gets it up top to Finley. Finley between the leg dribble, picked up by Nick Livingston. Now in the corner to Isaac Miller. All the way across court. 3 on the way. Good if it goes, and no good. Ryan S. with the rebound. I believe that's Sport that missed that shot. How did Bergschneider keep that ball? My goodness, he's going up strong. There's got to be a foul call there, but Bergschneider gets it to go regardless. He's got 6. 28-20, lead back up to 8. Miller with it now. Bergschneider wants to steal, doesn't get it. Finley with it. Down to Simpson. Simpson in trouble. That's got to be some variation of a walk. Brandon Odom has the rebound. He gets it to Bergschneider now. Tornadoes looking to run. Wide open Jack Livingston lays it up for 2. He's got 5. Lead back up to 10. 30-20. Finley thought about the 3 on the left wing. He kicks it out to his man, and no good. Rebounded by Bergschneider. That's Landers with the shot. Bergschneider looking to run. There's plenty of contact. I think Coach Brown on the sideline reacting. How is there no call there? And wouldn't you know it, here he comes. Caleb Hurst back into the game, and all you want to see, Bruce, is these officials don't let this get out of hand.
That's right.
Obviously, you think tempers might have an opportunity of flaring. Again, there was no real. Both teams went to the bench, and you're hoping they cooled off, or both players rather went to the bench, and you're hoping they cooled off at least a little bit. Jack Livingston setting up the offense. He's dribbling with the left hand, now dribbles between the legs to the right. Excellent cut. How did Brandon Odom find him? Jack Livingston for 2. No wonder he's an all-state QB. 20-32, Tornadoes lead has grown to 12, their biggest of the night. Previous high was 11. Ryan S. gets a steal off Landrews. He dumps off to Bergschneider, lays it up for 2. He is now 14. And a good timeout called by the Trojans.
We're on an 8-0 run, and since the double technicals, they haven't scored yet, John. We're playing with a lot more intensity. We're taking the ball to the basket. And Jace Bergschneider is finishing at the basket very well.
Full timeout called by the Trojans. We'll take one as well here on News Talk WTIM. John Bowen back here with you on News Talk WTIM. We've got 3:36 left to go in this first half. Tornadoes have their biggest lead, Bruce, at 14, thanks in large part to the defense.
Right, and also we're 15 of 20 from the field.
That
John.
helps as well.
I mentioned that we might shoot 80%. We are at 75.
What do you have in your bag of tricks? Because we were talking pregame with Jimmy TV, and I have the broadcaster's jinx. Anytime I say, they're perfect from the free throw line tonight, they miss it. But you can say whatever you want, and it counts.
I guess that's just community luck.
Is it a mayoral decree?
Mayoral decree, correct.
Picks up his dribble in a bad spot. That's Simpson. And then finally they found Hurst, and he's got 11 now. Folks, again, the fact that Hurst is still in the game bewonders me.
Going away.
Spore gets a steal, and Odom almost had a steal right back.
His second. That's Brandon Odom's second and the 7th on Taylorville. So Charleston will shoot 1 and 1.
Miller goes to the free throw line again, the 6'4" junior. Unable to get any stats from their coaching staff pregame, so we'll just go off looks. He looks comfortable, I guess.
Will Kettlecamp checking in.
2 dribbles, spins in the left hand, front end of the 101 on the way. Nothing but net. That's Isaac Miller's first point of the ball game.
He comes in for Odom.
Oh, no, they're going to say that's Isaac Miller's second. Apparently did connect on a free throw earlier, 23-34. And hits that one home as well. It's back to a 10-point game with 3:14 left to go in the first half. Ryan S. bringing it up against Hurst. Jack Livingston trying to cut. S3 on the way, looks good off the back iron, too strong. Rebounded by Spoor. He's running now, kicks in the corner to Finley. Has a trailing Miller. Shot fake, no luck. Nick Livingston stays planted, good defensive position. Finley with it, now back to Miller. Now he'll chuck a deep 3, and it's good, nothing but net. Miller's got 5. S fakes the handoff to Livingston, finds Nick Livingston in the corner. 3 on the way, what an answer. 37-27. Nick Livingston has 8. Again, that fake handoff was to Jack Livingston. They get confusing out there with the Twins. Hurst with it now. Cross-court pass, he finds Miller looking to drive in plenty of traffic. Scoops it up, no good. Home crowd wanted to travel. Hurst gets the rebound, and the ball is tied up. Figured a call would have been there somewhere, but Hurst gets it up for 2. He's got 13. Kettlecamp with it on the left wing. 29-37 the score. The ball goes out of bounds. Do the Tornadoes keep possession? I believe they will, with 2 minutes left to go in this first half. 7 fouls on the Tornadoes, just 2 on the visiting Trojans. So any fouls the Tornadoes pick up will send the Trojans to the charity stripe. And that ball stolen by Spoor, just kind of a lazy pass by Livingston. And Bergschneider tries to block it, but no luck. 31-39.
Spoor has 9.
Spoor's been a stud defensively for them. Really had a hand in the passing lane all night. Jack Livingston on the left wing. Kettlecamp back and forth there. Nick Livingston with it now. Back to Jack. Kettlecamp a little late there with his screen. We've got 90 seconds left in this first half. Kettlecamp looking to drive. Bergschneider for 3 on the left wing, and it's left short. Falls right into the lap of Dayton Simpson, and he'll bring it up. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Hurst. Hurst coming down the lane, shovels it off to Finley. He's got his first 2 of the night now. 33-39, that lead was as big as 12. It's now down to 6. S had an open 3, pass it up. He's driving, pisses off the glass for 2. Ryan S on the board now. He joins in on the scoring fun. 33-41 the score. Spoor tries to cross up Bergschneider. Finds Miller in the corner. Shot on the way, and it's good. Miller's got 8.
Both teams are shooting lights out here in the second quarter, John.
36-39. That's not the correct score. The Tornadoes have 41. Kettlecamp gets the rebound, gets out to Ryan S. Wide open 3. That's not who you want to leave, but off the back iron, rebounded by Nick Livingston. And then Bergschneider puts it up for 2. He's got 8.
Jace has got 10.
43-36 is what I believe the score should be. They missed the bucket by Ryan S. on the scoreboard. We've got it 43-36. We'll have to check with the scores table at halftime. 10 seconds left. Trojans holding for the last shot. Finley with it now. They're down to 5. Got to get something going. Hurst with it. Checks up a contested 3. Off the backboard, no good. And then Nick Livingston with a block. That's good if it goes. Almost gets it to drop. Nick Livingston have a first half. He had 8. He's tied with the scoring lead with Jace Bergschneider. We'll try to get to the bottom of that scoring issue, whether it's 43-36 or 41-36. Again, the scoreboard shows 41. We've got the News Talk WTIM halftime show coming up next on News Talk WTIM. John Bowen back here with you on News Talk WTIM. Appreciate you spending part of your, what even day is it, Bruce, with all we've had going on Tuesday night, part of your Tuesday evening with us here on News Talk WTIM. We got the Tornadoes taking on the visiting Trojans. We're going to go with 41-36 as the halftime score, 41-36. I tried to sneak him an extra 2 points, but Bruce Berry here keeping me honest. That's why he's here. Again, 41-36, our halftime score. Let's go over a scoring recap. 2-0 Tornadoes to start, and then 2 answered for the Tornadoes. That was Corey Spohr who got them on the board to start it. And then a 10-0 run for the Tornadoes would make it 12-2. A little bit of a mini run by the Trojans to answer. They went on a 4-0 run to cut that lead down to 4, and then a little bit of back and forth the whole way to the end of the first quarter. And your first quarter score ended at the score of 22-13. Tornadoes had a 9-point lead. Starting the second quarter, it was a quick bucket for the Tornadoes. I believe it was Justin Wright connecting on that one. 24-13 was the score. Back and forth the whole way through. Really no runs. A little bit of a run maybe when it was 26-20. Yeah. Okay, that is a little bit more of a run than I thought. And an 8-0 run by the Tornadoes once the score was 28-20. They grew their lead to 34-23. And we've got some rubber duckies being thrown. Closest to. Someone hit that tape on a dime, but it bounced off of it. If they had any backspin whatsoever, that would have counted. That was an impressive throw. So again, recapping our first score, kind of back and forth there late. 36-41 is your halftime score. Tornadoes have a 5-point lead, and a fan just tried to throw his rubber duck, and he ended up hitting the scoreboard, and it kind of run through the door for you. Bruce, if I had to guess, I would have a throw. That might be it. So that ends our scoring recap. Again, 41-36 is your score. We'll go over some first half stats when we return once again on News Talk WTIM.
Your winner tonight, James Selman. Your track up winner tonight, James Selman. Needs to come down and collect the winning.
Good evening, John Bowen back here with your News Talk WTIM. That was a pretty cool event right there.
Right.
I wasn't even paying attention. All of a sudden, rubber duckies are being thrown onto the floor.
It's some type of fundraiser for one of the clubs. They've done it the last 3 or 4 years at the high school, and it's a good fundraiser.
Do you have any idea what the winner gets by chance?
I think it's a 50-50. I think they sell $2 for a duck or 3 for $5. And like you said, there was probably 50 or 60 some ducks thrown.
We're talking off air about how you mentioned if you weren't with me on the broadcast, you'd be chucking a duck. Would you have guaranteed a win though pregame? Is what I want.
Believe it or not, I've won it in the past.
Really?
And I think I even won it twice last year. So we used to buy 5 or 10 ducks and have.
Okay, well if you're going by volume,
well,
there were 60 ducks thrown, and Bruce Berry shot 50 of them. I'd hope you'd win.
It's a fundraiser, John, so they don't really care who wins.
Absolutely. So it's for a good cause. It's one of the fundraisers here. Bruce mentioned about 50 or 60 ducks thrown onto the court. Let's go to some first half stats. Jace Bergschneider and Nick Livingston led the way for the Tornadoes. They each had 8. Jack Livingston had 7. Will Kettlecamp 2. Ryan S. 2 as well. Yemi Odubison 2 off the bench. Justin Wright with 4 off the bench. And this is a sight for sore eyes. Scoring off the bench, Wyatt Shirley, he had 6. He connected on 2 3-pointers. So I'll do some quick math here for you. That's 10, that's 12. That's 12 bench points in the first half. I think head coach Ryan Brown would take that every night.
That's impressive. We had to use our bench a lot earlier than we usually do because Kettlecamp and Bergschneider both sat out the whole first quarter because their shorts were rolled up. So we'll have to ask Coach Brown after the end of the game if that was, he set him out for the whole quarter or if that was a rule. I'm unsure on that.
As for the visiting Trojans, they were led by Caleb Hurst, who had 13 points. No bench scoring that we have to report for the Trojans. It's all 5 starters in the scoring category, though, rather. Let's see, Corey Spoor, he had 9. Dayton Simpson, he had 2. Zach Finley, 2. And Isaac Miller, he had 8. Miller looked comfortable from 3, especially there late in the first half. But Spoor's defense has kind of been a thorn in the paw for the Tornadoes.
Yes, he has. We've turned the ball over way too much because I got us shooting 75%, John. 18 of 24 from the field. But I didn't keep track of all the turnovers, but I bet we've turned the ball over 12 to 15 times in the first half.
Again, your halftime score, 41-36. Tornadoes yet to come out for the second half to get their warm-ups in. The Trojans already out here in Bruce. Let's kind of talk about what happened between Caleb Hurst and Justin Wright. And it was a little bit difficult to describe on air because we were just as much in the dark. At first, it was a flagrant 2 on Caleb Hurst, and that would have ejected him from the game. And you and I both, we're not homers by any means. Well, okay, I'm not. You maybe. We'll give you a pass. But it looked like a flagrant 2. Justin Wright, there was some incidental contact down low going for a rebound. Wright had the ball, and Hurst just took exception to something and went above the shoulders on Justin Wright.
And basically slapped him with the left hand. I think the problem was he did get hit in the mouth, and he is wearing braces, so he probably overreacted. But once he slapped Justin Wright sort of was surprised, and then reacted and sort of went after him, but by that time he was smart enough not to throw a punch or anything. So I think maybe it could have been a flagrant 2 on Mr. Hurst, but they ruled both technicals on both people.
That was the interesting part. Justin Wright got hit with a tactical. And again, I don't know too many guys are going to be okay with taking a smack to the face. Justin Wright's pretty calm, cool, and collected. I'll give him that. He kept a cooler head than I would have. I might have thrown that kid into the bleachers. That's why I'm over here on the sideline broadcasting. That, and I don't have any eligibility left. But, again, a double technical, 1 to Justin Wright, 1 to Caleb Hurst, and they just continue play. I will say, though, Bruce, hats off to both teams. It seemed like it didn't really get too chippy once Caleb Hurst checked back into the game.
It didn't, and Caleb Hurst come back in. Wright has not been back in since, so it'll be interesting to see if Wright does come back in, if it escalates from there or not. My money would be on Justin Wright. He's a 6'1", 190-pound, strong kid, and Hurst is 6'5", might weigh 160 pounds, maybe less. And so if something does escalate, I'd take Justin Wright.
Between me and Justin Wright, who you taking?
I would take Justin Wright.
Between you and Justin Wright, who you taking?
I think it would probably be probably a draw.
A draw. So you're the one that gets the draw. Between you and me, who you taking?
Oh, I got you by far. I got the experience on you.
Yeah, but I've got the youth. I've got the reach on you, don't you think?
Reach doesn't mean anything with the experience. I've been to.
We'll set up a pay-per-view event: Bruce Berry versus John Bowen boxing match.
I've been to quite a few wrestling events at Taylorville High School, and Lee Mateer and I are good friends, and he's taught me a few wrestling moves.
Hey, say no more, buddy. You've got it.
Not be aware
if you're talking with Lee Mateer is the one dude. You and Lee Mateer, who wins in a fight? I'll give you that one. You cannot say you take down Lee Mateer.
I'd be smart enough not to tangle with Lee Mateer.
Smart man, Bruce Berry. Smart man, Bruce. We're getting ready for the start of the second half. How did the Tornadoes grow on their 5-point lead and get a win?
We got to handle the ball better. We turned the ball way too much and play with a little more intensity like we did for the 3 minutes after the little incident.
Caleb Hurst gets it into Corey Spoor, and we are ready to go. Miller with it in the left corner. Again, they flip baskets. The Trojans shooting on the left baskets, Tornadoes shooting on the right. In the corner, shot fake. That's Simpson, and he's in some trouble. Gets it over to Finley. Finley with it on the right wing. He gets it to Hurst, who's driving. Spoor, shot fake. Floats it up for 2. He's in double figures with 11.
Little floater there for
Jack Livingston open in the far corner. Can't connect for 3. Rebounded by Miller. Bergschneider pokes it away. And he's first to the floor, but does not retain the ball. Spoor with it now. He kicks it in the corner. Finley head fakes. Not even a shot fake, just more cocking the head back. And here comes Hurst down the lane. No good. Nick Livingston has the rebound. It's a 3-point lead, folks, for the Tornadoes. Ryan S. with it now. Shots on the way. It's good.
Ryan S. for 3.
He's got 5.
If he gets heated up, I think Taylorville got it in the bag. That was from about 23 foot, John.
Finley cross half court. He's picked up by Jack Livingston. He's looking for some help, trialing to drive down the lane. He gets it over to Spoor. Spoor with the floater again, off the glass, no good. Jack Livingston gets the board, and he'll bring it up himself. And not before he gets it over to Ryan S., though. S. gets down in the middle of the lane. Will Kettlecamp, and a foul is called. We'll see who they put that on.
Number 3.
Number 3 is going to be on Corey Spoor. His first, and I believe team's first.
First in the second half. They only had 2 fouls in the second.
They played disciplined basketball.
Right, and one of those was the technical, which counted the personal foul.
Going after kids' faces, they played disciplined basketball. Kettlecamp at the free throw line. He connects.
Good.
He's got 3. 45-38. Again, tip of the cap to Justin Wright. Handled that way more calmly than I could have ever imagined. Second free throw, no good by Kettlecamp. And here comes Isaac Miller. He shoves it off to Spoor. Gets Bergschneider on his heels, and the fans start doing it on. Nothing really happening there, though. Rebounded by Hurst. Finley with it. He's driving baseline on the far side. No luck. Kicks it out to Hurst for 3, who gets it back to Finley on the far wing. A lot of conjunction here on the offense. Can't really get a flow going. Bergschneider guarding Spoor in the corner. That gets over to Simpson. Simpson looking for a key screen from Hurst. Now Isaac Miller with it. He's looking to drive on Ryan S. Strong for 2. That's a good move. Isaac Miller, he's in double figures now with 10. 40-45. Kettlecamp puts it down the post, and there it is. Swatted out of bounds. Tornadoes keep possession. Miller with the defensive stand. The ball needed to be there just a hair sooner to Will Kettlecamp if he wanted to make a post move.
Correct.
Jace Bergschneider will take it out of bounds. On the floor for your Tornadoes, it's Bergschneider, Kettlecamp, the Livingston twins, and Ryan S. And Bergschneider throws it away. Jack Livingston gets it right back. Tornadoes have numbers. It's a 3-on-2. Bergschneider with it. Right wing 3 on the way. Good rotation. No good. Hurst with the rebound. Quick outlet to Miller. Bergschneider can't get the block. And who's going to call the timeout? Ryan Brown will. 42-45. Miller has 12. We'll keep it here. Hey, don't forget, listen at the end of tonight's contest for your Doug McKinney Country Financial Agent Player of the Game. Bruce Berry will have that for you. Doug McKinney, Country Financial, where they grow with you. Also be listening. We're going to double down with Bruce Berry. Be listening at the end of tonight's game. We select the Central Illinois Smiles Family Dentistry Big Smile of the game. It's the play to put the biggest smile on our fans' faces tonight. And folks, don't forget to ask about custom mouth guards for Athlete Smile by contacting Doctors Lewis and Harmon at CISmiles.com. Coach Brown talking to his team at midcourt. Again, it's Nick Livingston, Jack Livingston, Will Kettlecamp, Ryan S. and Jace Bergschneider. As for the Trojans, it's going to be Corey Spoor. It's going to be Zach Finley, as well as Cade Landers, who has checked into the game. Caleb Hurst in there as well. And the lone player we're missing, is it Isaac Miller? It is Isaac Miller. Those are your 5 for the Trojans and the Tornadoes with 5:30 left to go in this game. Bergschneider swats it over to S, and then S turns it over. Landers in the passing lane, and that's a tic-tac foul on Jack Livingston. He picks up his second, rather. So 2 on Jack. First team foul of the second half for the Tornadoes.
Charleston's playing a little bit harder than we are in this third quarter so far, John, so we need to pick up the intensity.
Spoor gets it in
Charleston's coach to talk to our players.
Absolutely. Spoor gets it inbounds over to Finley now. Here's Landers. He's got an interesting sleeve. It looks like he's got some extra padding on his right elbow, rather. 3 in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Finley, who had the shot off the shoe of Hurst. Finley on the left wing. Things getting a little bit chaotic now. Landers goes up for 2. What a finish. He's got 2 now. It's a 1-point game, 44-45. Here's Ryan S. Gets over to Nick Livingston. Now Will Kettlecamp, shot outside of his range probably. Jace Bergschneider, spin move, gets to the line for 2, and that's going to be an and 1. What a move by Jace Bergschneider when you need him, Bruce. He can get it done.
He can finish very well at the rim as a spin move, put it up, got fouled, and he'll shoot for a free throw.
Brandon Odom checks into the game for Ryan S. Ryan S. with 5 points. Brandon Odom yet to score. He does have 2 fouls, Brandon Odom does. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties we've been experiencing. Grant, I appreciate you shouting out to me, letting me know. A turnover on the Tornadoes, and they think it should be their ball. Bergschneider has his hands over his head like he can't believe it.
We missed the free throw, and it looked like both guys went up, got swatted out of bounds. They called it off of Taylorville.
On the floor for the Tornadoes, it's Brandon Odom, Will Kettlecamp, Jace Bergschneider, and the Livingston Twins. Here's Spoor with it. He gets in the corner to Miller. That's Isaac Miller, stands at 6'4". Here comes Spoor with a floater for 2. No good. Rebounded by Jace Bergschneider, and he's looking to run. Gets it to Nick Livingston, who's going to go up for a dunk! Nick Livingston with the sneaky hops. 49-44, and stepping out of bounds for the Trojans. The Dolphins starting to rock once again. 49-44, a 5-point lead for the Tornadoes. And that dunk by Nick Livingston really got the crowd feeling it.
That's right. He's got very good hops, as they call it.
I don't even know if I could do that with a trampoline, Bruce. I'm not going to lie. Bergschneider gets it across half court. They're going to set up their half-court offense. He's being guarded by Spoor. He's been a little bit of a thorn in the paw for the Tornadoes. Nick Livingston tries to get all the way to the rim. Finishes through contact. No call. But Nick now has 12. 51-44. A little bit of a run for the Tornadoes. Landrews with it. Gets it over to Finley, the lefty. And a foul call. That should be on Brandon Odom. That'll be his third. Just wrong space, wrong time there for Brandon Odom.
His third, second team foul on Taylorville in the second half. And Taylorville's on a 6-0 run.
Simpson set to check back in. And he will. Who's going to relieve? Finley will grab some pine. 3:35 left to go. In the third quarter, Tornado's lead has grown to 7. 51-44. With the ball now, that is Simpson. He gets it out to Landrews. He's going to take a deep 3. That's Ryan S. range. He connects. Wow. So Landrews can shoot. 47-51. Will Kettlecamp trying to work down low. He spins. Wow. Good move by Will Kettlecamp. 53-47. And there's going to be a late foul called by the official in front of us. That's going to be Mark DiMarzio. A foul's going to be on Nick Livingston, I believe. That should be his first. It is.
Nick got caught reaching into the cookie jar that time, and it's 53-47. Hurst, no good.
Brandon Odom gets the rebound, now gets it to Nick Livingston. Tornadoes are ready to run. Here comes Jace Bergschneider with an open lane. Swims through for 2. Jace Bergschneider, that is an impressive young man on the basketball court. 47-55 our score. Lead has ballooned to 8. Spoor coming down the lane. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Miller. He answers with 2 of his own. He's got 14. Lead back down to 6. Bergschneider goes up and he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. 49-55. Free throws pending. Bergschneider did miss his last one. We've got Jace as an 89% free throw shooter. If there's a man at the line you want, this is probably him. Very calmly walks up, one dribble, and he's ready to go. Connects, nothing but net. He's got 13. He's leading all scorers. Nick Livingston has 2 for the Tornadoes. 56-49. Lead is 7. Bergschneider trying to take it back up to 8. Jack Livingston will grab a seat. Justin Wright back into the game, and he gets it to go. 49-57. Bergschneider now has 14. And Hurst and Wright are on the same floor once again. We'll see if we can keep it clean the rest of the way. Miller thinking about a 3. He's guarded by Wright. Landrews deep 3 on the way. He connects. That's a good-looking stroke there. Landrews has 8. 52-57. And Nick Livingston, he gets it to go for 2. He's got 14. Almost a turnover. Here comes Hurst down the lane, and he's fouled.
By Will Kettlecamp.
Hurst will go to the line for 2.
He'll shoot 2.
So 59-52 is our score in the third quarter.
They called that foul on Jace Bergsnyder. It's his first, the team fourth. Hurst.
Free throw rattles home for Hurst. He's got 14 by my count. 53 to 59. Second one on the way. No good. The score remains 53-59 as Wright grabs the rebound. Bergsnyder gets to Will Kettlecamp. Tries to find a cutting Justin Wright. They find him, and he takes a bump for two. And wouldn't you know, Hurst is down there with Justin Wright. Nothing going on between the two of them. I don't even think he's the one that picks up the foul. Landrews picks up the foul. That's his first. Both teams have 4 fouls in the second half. Justin Wright goes to the free throw line for 2. On the way and good. Justin Wright's got 5 off the bench. 60 on the scoreboard for the Tornadoes. On the season, they average around 68. Both free throws good. 61 to 53 the score. Here comes Hurst. He's working against Kettlecamp. Landrews thought about the deep three. He's now driving. Kicks in the corner to Finley. And he gets it stolen by Will Kettlecamp. Will Kettlecamp finds Bergsnyder. Bergsnyder had to steal that one back away. Spins baseline. Justin Wright can't get the rebound. It goes off his hands, and the Tornadoes will give possession back to the Trojans. 61-53 our score. We got 97 seconds left in this third quarter. Landrews bringing it up across half court. He's shown the range tonight. That's going to be a moving screen on Miller all day. He doesn't like the call, but anytime you throw that shoulder shimmy at that last moment, foul will be called. Miller picks up his first. They've got Miller with 16 points.
That's what I have him for, John. Had 10 in the first half and 6 this quarter.
I'll take your word for it, Bruce. 1:20 left to go in the game, or in the third quarter. Bergsnyder's kind of dribbling some clock down. Justin Wright, Nick Livingston, quick trigger from the left corner, no good. Rebounded by Hurst. Gets it up to Miller. He can shoot the three. He's guarded by Will Kettlecamp, and Justin Wright draws the assignment of Hurst, and they switch. Oh my goodness, Nick Livingston, what a steal! Behind the back dribble. He might look like he's trying to do this by himself. He gets it over to Brandon Odom. Brandon Odom looking to drive, scoops it off to Nick Livingston for 2. That's up and good. Nick has 16 by my count. 53-63, lead back up to 10. Hurst goes up for 2. That's a quick answer. 55-63, lead back down. And Brandon Odom was taking a knee, draws a groan from the home crowd. 55-63, Bergsnyder's going to dribble it out. Bruce, who gets the last shot for your Tornadoes? Who are you giving it to?
I look for Bergsnyder to drive to the basket and either finish at the rim or dish it off.
Here's Brandon Odom with it now. Again, 19 left. Bergsnyder cutting. Excellent find by Brandon Odom, and that gets rejected. Landrews with the rebound, but Will Kettlecamp steals it right back. And Justin Wright gets an and one. It's a tough call with the officials trying to get in your way, but it's back to a 10-point lead. Justin Wright's going to try to make it 11, and that foul's on Landrews. That's his second. 55-65. Free throw on the way coming from Justin Wright. Sub coming. That's going to be Corey Spoor.
And Justin Wright has 8 off the bench for us, John. So we were talking about bench points earlier, and Taylor's benches came to play tonight.
Absolutely. That's very impressive. He connects on that free throw. He's up to 9. And Odom will grab a seat. Yimio Dubison checks in. Tornadoes do have some fouls to give if they so choose. O'Dubison working on Spoor. Now would be the time to foul if you want. Miller for 3. Banks it in. I'll tell you what, that's some slop if I've ever seen it, but I guess it does count. 19 points for Miller. He leads all scorers. We've got the fourth quarter, final chapter, up next on News Talk WTIM. evening. John Bowen back here with your News Talk WTIM. We start our fourth quarter of action. Your score 58-66. Tornadoes have an 8-point lead. Bruce, how do the Tornadoes manage to get this thing going? What Brandon say to you?
He said they got this in the bag and he'll be out to help. He'll be volunteering this weekend helping clean up the city.
Absolutely. Brandon Odom gets it back from Jace Bergschneider. Justin Wright looking to drive down the lane. Takes it to an open Bergschneider. Corner three on the way. He cannot seem to find the stroke from deep. That's Jace Bergschneider not able to connect. Here comes Spoor with the ball. Tries to cross up his man. That's a foul. It is. Justin Wright gets called for it. And that will be Justin's first, if I'm not mistaken.
Shooting two.
Second. All right, second on Justin Wright.
It's his third, John. If you
Third
remember in the
now.
first, there was a foul on him in the incident, then the technical foul, which just counts as a personal.
I missed the tech. I forgot to mark the tech. That's that experience thing you were talking about with our boxing match. Spoor misses the first one. The second one rattles out as well. Justin Wright with the rebound gets in the hands of Brandon Odom, who's going to shovel it off to Bergschneider. Again, he's the ball handler. The point for the Tornadoes. Little give and go, Bergschneider, and wow, Justin Wright gets it to go for two. I think Simpson wanted to foul, but no luck.
He's got 11
58.
points off the bench. That's what we're looking for, is bench points.
Finley with the floater, and they're going to say Brandon Odom swiped the arm down. A little bit too aggressive there for B.O. He's got 4 fouls now. And that'll send Finley to the line. Odom foul trouble both games he's played in, but that's kind of expected when you're getting back up to basketball speed.
That's correct, and they missed another free throw.
That's 3 straight they've missed. And those shooters were Corey Spoor on the first one. And then as well right now, Isaac Miller, Zach Finley rather, shooting those. He's got 3 after he connects with that one. 59-68. Tornadoes have a 9-point lead. Brandon Odom gets the handoff. And that looked like it was off of Brandon Odom. I think it was. Never really got possession from Bergschneider.
And Coach Brown's going to let Brandon play quite a bit more this game to try to get him back in basketball shape. And
Justin Wright sniffing a steal, can't get it. Landers kind of fell asleep there. Here's Hurst with it, working on the low post against Bergschneider. Picked up his dribble, and Odom swats that one out of bounds. If he could have had another half-inch on that vertical, he's got a steal.
okay. Knocked it out of bounds, so inbound under their own basket. And Taylorville will be in the zone defense.
68-59, Tornadoes a 9-point lead with 6:50 left to go. And the half. Over the backcourt, Bergschneider looked for a steal. They're going to call a foul on that. And Ryan Brown is giving the official Dave Schwartz a look like, you have got to be kidding me. Should only be Bergschneider's second.
That's a 17th foul, and that foul happened 60 feet away from the basket. It's good hustle by Bergschneider, but you don't want to foul that far away from the basket. Hurst to shoot 1-1.
He's on the other end of half court. Free throw no good from the get-go, and Will Kettlecamp has the board.
They're 1 out of 5 from the line this quarter.
Nick Livingston, quick trigger for 3.
Yes.
And Odom gets the rebound, shovels it down to Bergschneider, and he goes up for 2. Gets his own miss on the ground, and now he's up again. Handful of rebounds down there. Bergschneider now, I've got him at 16, and the scoreboard does as well. 70 points for the Tornadoes tonight to the 59 for the Trojans. Miller working down low. They're calling a foul on that. He initiated that contact. Ryan Brown doesn't like the call, but Miller goes to the line for an and one opportunity. 61-70, lead back down to 9. Miller's looked pretty comfortable with the free throw line tonight. The foul is called on Will Kettlecamp. He's got 2. Miller connects. 62-70, 8-point lead. And Miller should have 22 if I'm not mistaken. 21 is what they're going to give him. Ryan S. checks into the game. Brandon Odom sits down. S shovels it off to Bergschneider. He's working down the lane. Justin Wright, corner 3 on the way. Short all the way. Landers, great job of showing there on defense. Had a hand in the eye. Rebounded by Hurst. He scoops it back up for 2. Hurst has 16.
Bergschneider, left-hand layup for 2.
He's got 18. 72-64, a back-and-forth game. Miller with it now. The far wing. Kettlecamp pokes it away, but it lands right in Landers' lap. Miller, mid-range shot. That's good. What a strong take.
He's a good-looking player.
Gives him 24. Out of bounds, swatted off of a hand of the Trojans. It's been a fast-paced fourth quarter.
That was off Taylor. It'll be Trojan ball, 72-66.
Oh, my mistake was going with Jace Bergschneider's signal saying it was Tornado's ball.
Yeah,
Here's Landers with
the
it.
referees have the final say on it, John.
Much to Bergschneider's dismay. You don't want to toss it under your own bucket. Rejected by Ryan S. And then a foul on Will Kettlecamp. That is the right call. Kettlecamp kind of swatted down. Anytime that arm comes down in that chopping motion, the foul is going to be called. Will Kettlecamp now has his second. And Hurst goes to the free throw line for one-on-one. Bruce, that could be a storyline down the stretch. Trojans have the opportunity to score with no time coming off the clock.
But if they'd be making their free throws, this would be a lot closer game than it is.
And
Hurst
again,
misses
Hurst can't
another
connect.
one.
S gets the board, a 6-point lead. He's bringing it up half court. Gets it over to Bergschneider. Bergschneider looking to get down in the lane. Foul called. Hurst gets the block, but Bergschneider has 2 free throws coming his way. Hey, let's mention Milling Millwork Contracting Incorporated, providing professional quality craftsmanship. They're located at 405 West Main Cross in Taylorville. They're fully insured and bonded. Proud sponsor of the Taylorville Tornadoes. Also got to mention extras always better, like extra coverage from Diamond Brothers Insurance. In Taylorville, they provide peace of mind. Contact Diamond Brothers Insurance and learn about the extra assurance auto owners insurance can provide at diamondbros.com. Diamond Brothers Insurance, your local auto owners agents. Bergschneider connects on that first one. He's got 19 by my count. Going for 20 at the line. Now, Bruce, thinking he might miss this because I said that. That's my broad. You need to say he's going to knock it through.
Yep, he does.
All the credit goes to Bruce.
Free throw shooter, I believe. And we're not settling for the three-point shot tonight. We're taking the ball to the basket, and Bergschneider's got 20 points.
Finley down on the left block, and he travels. Turnover. Tornadoes will get it back with 4:50 left to go. 74-66 is your score. Tornadoes with an 8-point lead. They enter the fourth quarter. That's got to be a foul. Bergschneider looked like he got hit with the body of Spoor. Nick Livingston now just around with the back cut. Nick Livingston can't hit him. Shovels it off to Ryan S. on the far wing. S working down low, still working down low. Finds Nick Livingston on the right wing. Back cut. Nick Livingston goes up, lays it up for 2. Nick Livingston, he's got 18. 76-66. Tornadoes have the lead by 10. Miller driving baseline. Kettlecamp with the block. That looked decently clean, and Kettlecamp has a shocked look on his face. He thought he had ball.
That's the 10th foul on the Taylorville, so they'll be in the double bonus the rest of the game. It's a shooting foul anyhow, so it really doesn't matter on that one.
A mistake. That's not Will Kettlecamp's foul. It's Justin Wright's 4th. So Wright and Odom both off the bench with 4 fouls apiece.
This Isaac Miller is a good-looking player.
25 points. I'm about to run out of room if he keeps scoring. I only have it that goes up to 30. So, Bruce, if you could kindly ask him to refrain from scoring the rest of the game, I'm sure Coach Brown would appreciate it as well. Second free throw up and good. He's got 26. Whistle blows. And we've got a timeout called by the Trojans. 78-76. I'm sorry, no, 76-68. Your score will keep it right here. Tornadoes with an 8-point lead. Hey, be listening at the end of tonight's game for the Doug McKinney Country Financial Agent Player of the Game. That's in our post-game show. Doug McKinney and Country Financial, where they go with you. Also the Central Illinois Smiles Family Dentistry Play of the Game. Be listening at the end of tonight's game. Select our Central Illinois Smiles Family Dentistry Big Smile of the Game. The play that put the big smile on our fans' faces tonight. Don't forget to ask about custom mouth guards for athletes. Smile by contacting Doctors Lewis and Harmon at CISmiles.com. Bruce, I've got to I've got a play in mind of what could be the play of the game. I know, but that's your discretion. I won't try to sway you. Not that I've ever been able to sway you one way or the other either.
I got my play of the game already picked out unless something else happens in the last 4 minutes. But Taylorville's got I wouldn't call it a comfortable 8-point lead, but we seem to be answering anything that Charleston's throwing at us.
For sure, got to cut back on those fouls.
Foul on the drive, and Jace Bergsteiner will go to the line.
Again, sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. Jace Bergsteiner will go to the free throw line. We've been dropping in and out of our coverage on the radio station. Again, we'll try to get that fixed for you next game. Bergsteiner connects on the free throw. He's got 21. Isaac Miller leads all scorers with 26. And is he on the bench at the moment? I don't believe so. I could imagine them sending him. No, he's down on the block. 22 for Jace Bergsteiner. Lead back up to 10, 78-68. Spoor with it now. Trying to find a back-cutting Hurst. No pass. Miller, deep three. No good. Bergsteiner with the rebound. He's looking to run. Finds Justin Wright. Shows it off to Ryan S. What an extra pass. 7 points for S. Lead up to 12. 80-68. Ryan S. tries to take a charge. And they give it to him. I thought his feet might have still been moving.
If this was college or the NBA, he might have been in the circle. But it's not available in high school, and Ryan S. stood in there and took the charge. Taylorville leads by 12 with 3:35 remaining.
I remember Ryan S. He's been taking a handful of charges this season. He seems to be the man down low that's not afraid of that contact. Sets his feet and realizes, oh boy, here comes the train.
Right. His dad was like that when he played back in the day.
Justin Wright with it now, able to beat the press. Double dribble, no complaint from anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't really see it too much.
Justin Wright keeps going. He just goes to the basket.
That was kind of the silent protest there by Ryan Brown as we get a wry smile from the official. Landers deep three on the way. He connects. My goodness, he's going to be the answer for them, isn't he? 71-80 our score.
He came off the bench and he's got 11 points for them.
Ryan S. has that swatted out of bounds. That's Simpson on that defensive play. The officials have done a pretty good job with this game.
Correct. Charleston just won't go away. We got up by 12. Now we're back to 9. Caleb Hurst checks out of the game. I'm sure he'll be right back in there in a minute or so.
Looks like he's got a loose lace that he's dealing with. Well, Kettlecamp an easy two. Again, that's twice Kettlecamp's been a little bit too surprised to be that open and miss some gimme layups. Ball thrown high. Zach Finley brings it down. Lunders with it now. He finds Finley on the wing. He's working down the lane. That's going to be a foul called again. That's on Bergsteiner. We'll see who they put it on. And it is on Bergsteiner. That's going to be his third. So fouls starting to add up here for the Tornadoes. Again, both teams are shooting free throws, double bonus the rest of the way. 10 fouls on the Tornadoes. 9 currently, it says, for the Trojans. Free throw up and good by Zach Finley. He's got 4. 72-80. Will Kettlecamp's going to grab a seat. Brandon Odom checks in. On the floor for your Tornadoes is Brandon Odom, who just checked in. Ryan S., as well as Jace Bergsteiner, Nick Livingston, and Justin Wright. Finley free throw up and no good. Bergsteiner with the rebound. Still an 8-point lead for the Tornadoes. 2:50 left to go in this contest. Nick Livingston with it now. Over to Justin Wright on the right wing. Odom on the left wing now, cross-court pass. Plenty of mustard on that. Justin Wright reels it in. Odom working, and throws it away. Bergsteiner passes chest, says, my bad, I should have kept the cut. Brandon Odom just finds these slivers of light.
Correct.
And the way he can fit the ball through there, even if it's a turnover, it's an impressive turnover.
That's right, but he has turned the ball over way too much tonight.
Miller up for 2. He wanted some contact, no call. He's got 28.
He's an impressive player.
80-74 the score. Bergsteiner coming down the lane like a freight train. Here's Ryan S. Head fake, he's going down the lane. Scoops it up for 2, Ryan S. Good move. 74-82, Ryan S. One shy of double digits, he's got 9. Isaac can't connect, that's Isaac Miller on the free throw. Brandon Odom corrals the rebound. Got to get it across half court. That 10 count's about to be called. And probably about 9.5 on that call, and that foul's going to be called on Finley. Bergstein will go to the line for 2. Using every bit of those 10 seconds.
That's not the guy Charleston wants to foul. He's our best free throw shooter.
He's got 23. I'm sorry, he's looking for 23. Free throw on the way.
Sure.
No good. Again, I take the blame for that one. Bruce, when I say that stuff, you got to comment.
Caleb Hurst back in the game for the last minute and 44 seconds.
He's still looking for point 23, and that one he connects on. 83-74, 140 left to go in this contest. Hurst down low, gets to the left wing to Finley. That was a pass from the right block. Landrews looking to start his shot, throws one up, looks good. Oh, barely misses that, rims out. Rebounded by Bergschneider.
Taylor looks like he's going to take the air out of the ball now. Up 9 with 1:20 left.
Brandon Odom goes up for 2, and he's on the board in the scoring column.
That's his first points of the year. And Hurst answers with a layup at the other end.
76-85. I'll tell you what, Hurst has answered quickly for the Trojans tonight. He's got 18. Here's Justin Wright, gets it to Brandon Odom. To S, to Bergschneider, and there you go. You got the ball on your floor. General going to slow it down. Turns it over, though. Bergschneider unlucky there. Thought there might have been a foul call. No luck. Corner 3, Simpson on the way. Looks short, and it is. Right with the rebound, gets it to Ryan S. 35 seconds left to go in this contest. S gets it over to Odom. Odom almost turns it over, gets it to Bergschneider. Now Justin Wright with it, back to Bergschneider. And Bergschneider lets it go off his foot. My goodness, sloppy play here late. Again, 85-76, a 9-point lead with less than 25 seconds left to go in this game. And Charleston's going to take a timeout. Hey, while we have a break in the action, listen for the Tornadoes' Doug McKinney, Country Financial Agent Player of the Game. Doug McKinney at Country Financial, where they grow with you. Also be listening for the Central Illinois Smiles Family Dentistry Big Smile of the Game. Let's play with the biggest smile on our fans' faces tonight. Don't forget to ask Doctors Lewis and Harmon at CISmiles.com about custom mouth guards for your athlete's smile by contacting them. Also, Milling Millwork Contracting Incorporated provides professional quality craftsmanship. Their location at 405 West Main Cross in Taylorville. They're fully insured and bonded. That's Milling Millwork Contracting Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Taylorville Tornadoes. And Bruce, you know, in the pregame show we were talking about, you know, tragedy kind of coming through Taylorville, dealing with the tornado aftermath. And really it's been a pretty peaceful or kind of normal, rather, if you can even get back to normal, 2 hours here for this basketball contest. Exactly probably what these fans needed.
Correct. I think the community needed this. And I wouldn't really call it a tragedy, a little bit of a natural disaster.
Okay.
Tragedy, you know, we lost no life. And that's the main thing. Very few injuries and 3 or 4 serious injuries. But the community rebounded from this just like Ryan S. just rebounded that ball.
I was waiting for you to go with that easy setup for yourself, my man. You're
And
taking
Taylor's
over my
gonna dribble the
play-by-play
ball
responsibilities. We're just going to let Bruce call the final. Go ahead, Bruce.
And Jace Bergstein is going to dribble the ball out. 85-76. Taylorville goes to 5-1, 1-1 in the conference. Charleston drops to 4-3, 0-2 in the conference. Setting up a big game Thursday night at Mahomet.
At Mahomet Seymour. Again, Mahomet give a little of a beat down to these Charleston Trojans as well. That should be a good game. You'd think Lincoln, Mahomet, and Taylorville, the 3 teams battling for the top of the conference. We've got the News Talk WTI and postgame show coming up next. And we're back here on News Talk WTIM. Again, the Tornadoes win 85-76. I'm trying to give hand signals here, and my hand just kind of crumbled into a fist, but we're back on air, and we're ready to go. This is the News Talk WTIM postgame show. Again, 85-76. Your final score, Tornadoes come out with a win, 85-76. So we're going to look at our scoring recap, and let's see how we got here. 2-0 Tornadoes to start. They got the first bucket. They were matched by the Trojans early on, 2 for 2. And then a 10-0 scoring run for the Tornadoes to build a 10-0 lead at 12-2. Then a 4-0 scoring run by the Trojans to cut that lead down to about 8. 15-8, 15-9, 17-9. Another scoring run here by the Tornadoes. They go on a little 5-0 scoring run towards the end of the first quarter. 22-13 your final at the end of the first quarter. Now jumping into the second quarter, 13-24. Tornadoes get the first bucket. I believe that was from Nick Livingston, if I'm not mistaken. 15-24. The Trojans really did a good job answering. It seemed a lot of it would be Caleb Hurst coming down the lane to answer. Back and forth a little bit. Tornadoes did go on a run when it was 26-20. They would grow their lead to 34-20, a little 8-0 run, and then a little bit of a spurt there for the Trojans to get back in the game. 36-41 your score at the end of the first half. Really a back and forth third quarter. Both teams really came out firing offensively pretty much all game. And the third quarter, really, both teams started lighting it up. 65-55 was their 66-58 was our final score at the end of the third quarter. Very high-scoring game. That could have been the final score. It would have been high-scoring. But they weren't done. Fourth quarter, back and forth again as well. Clutch shots by both teams. The Tornadoes in foul trouble. Both teams on the double bonus down the home stretch. 85-76 your final score. Tornadoes come out with a win. Bruce mentioned that they improved to 5-1 on the season. 5-1 at home. They knocked that one-game losing streak. They're back in the win column, and they are 1-1 now in the conference for the Tornadoes. We're hoping to be joined by head coach Ryan Brown of the Taylorville Tornadoes. We're taking another break here on the News Talk WTIM postgame show. Bruce will get his thoughts on the contest tonight. A good win for the Tornadoes, always a good win anytime there is one, but especially after what happened Saturday. A great job to come in and give the fans a little bit of a relief. We've got Bruce's thoughts coming up next on the News Talk WTIM postgame show. Test, test, test. How's the audio? Good old 90s one. Last job taking over there was 10 seconds. You trying to put me out of a job or what? I'm not trying to get all hands over here. I'm just trying to get mine. Yeah, my bad. I tried to go to 5 and my hand did not come. News Talk WTIM. This is the News Talk WTIM postgame show. Bruce, you in makeup? I think we're on TV, buddy.
That's all right. I've been on TV a couple times.
I've got the face for radio, man. I'm not going to lie. I can't deny it. Bruce, let's get your thoughts there on the contest. Again, really, Tornadoes came out strong and shooting-wise, you had them at 80%, I believe, at halftime.
75% at halftime is what I had them at, John, 18 of 24. We didn't shoot that quite that well in the second half. We didn't rely on the three tonight. We took the ball to the basket, and we still scored 85 points. So it's a recipe for success, it seems. Jace Berksteiner did well taking the ball to the basket. Nick Livingston had the big throwdown, and Taylorville played good, and it was good for the community to come out and watch this ball game, I think.
Coach Brown looks like he's making his way over to us. Quickly touch on the bench scoring, specifically Justin Wright, double figures off the bench.
Justin Wright had 11 points off the bench tonight, and Wyatt Shirley, I was impressed with him early in the first quarter when Bergsnyder set out the first quarter for his shorts rolled up.
Coach Brown kind of to join us in the News Talk WTIM postgame show. Let's get your thoughts on that. What was it, about 15 seconds into the game, two of your starters head to the bench. We understand it was rolling their shorts.
Yeah, that's a rule, and we finally come across officials that enforce it. I tell the guys all the time, and it's those officials are just doing their job, and those guys wouldn't listen, and there you go.
Is it rule for them to sit for the remainder of the first quarter, or is that personal policy?
That's just my call. I just didn't think we were mentally ready to play the game, and just tried to send a message to the rest of the team. Let's get going.
Let's talk about Wyatt Shirley, though, coming in. 2 big threes for a sophomore, really getting into a meaningful varsity game that early. No lack of confidence from the young man.
Yeah, he came in, he played great, he gave us some good minutes. We were excited about him. He looked confident in there. He's a sophomore. You kind of got to live with a few mistakes from time to time, but he was really good tonight. So we're excited about him. He's kind of just a little bit of rough. I mean, I kind of thought he would be a rotation guy, but I think he's just kind of working through some physical growing pains where some of the things he does just, why are you falling down, Wyatt? And boys go through that in high school, and he's a sophomore. It's kind of natural thing. So, it's going to be a little inconsistency, but thank goodness he played big minutes, or really huge minutes to get us going in the first quarter.
Can you share with us from your perspective what you saw between Caleb Hurst and Justin Wright? Originally, we heard that it was a flagrant 2 and Hurst was going to be ejected from the game. However, they ended up calling a double technical on both players. What did you see from your perspective?
I looked away right at the last second, so I didn't really get a whole lot of it. Their first initial call was a foul on Justin, then a technical on the other one, or on the other player. And then they ended up changing that and going to straight double technicals. I can't really say for certain. Everybody was kind of telling me what's going on, but it is one of those things. There's just a tie-up that happens in the game, and I think their player was a little frustrated, and Justin didn't like the way their player for Charleston handled that situation.
Understandably so, but if you could, now let's transition. Talk about how Wright responded. 11 points off your bench from Justin Wright, also getting 2 from Yimmy, and the 6 we mentioned from Wyatt Shirley. Brandon Odom had 2 late as well. That's really the first time this season we've seen bench contribution of that level. What did you say you had him at? 21 points.
Yeah, that's huge for us. Every goal or every game we set a goal for our bench mob to get 10 and 10, and we needed him tonight because it was a strange 85 points. That's for sure. Just never really felt comfortable. Didn't really have a great flow to the game, I didn't feel, but nevertheless, I thought our bench guys came in and responded and played extremely well for the minutes that they were given.
Coach, next up, Muhammad Seymour on Thursday, your first road test. How weird is it going to be not going through your walkthrough pregame in your home gym?
Kind of nice. I think we're ready for just a little boring bus ride and that. And I know I am. So, it's our only home game and our only away game till after January 5th, I believe. So, it's I'm quite all right with it right now, but. Yeah. I don't know where you're going now, but I do want to say, man, I'm really proud of our guys because, this has been a really hard 3 days for us. So, at times we didn't look there. And, it looked like we had 4 guys playing, but the 5th guy wasn't there. And it just wasn't that kind of flow like what we've had in the first 5 games. And I think that was, a part of it as well was just, our routine was just so thrown out of whack, and we've had no practices since Thursday. We haven't practiced in the West Gym in a week and a half now, just with scheduling, just the way it's gone. And it really showed on the defensive end tonight. But, regardless, I told those guys, man, I'm really proud because, we did as good as what we possibly could, I think, under the situation. So, I'm proud. It was a gutty effort, and it was going to be a tough game to play, but I'm glad, we came out on top.
Coach, I just wanted to thank you from the city standpoint, how your team and the football players, the basketball players, baseball players really stood out in the community, helping our are unfortunate people that suffered damage. And thank you again.
Yeah.
The students really picked up the slack, and hopefully we'll
It's
have
so-
some other volunteers this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be pretty busy on Saturday for sure. But, there was just so many of our guys. You could obviously, Justin and Jace were in the newspaper and things. But, man, it is everybody. I mean, we had 105-pound wrestlers out there picking up 105-pound logs, and just tremendous effort from our student athletes this week. Those guys are go-getters, man, and those guys are future leaders within the community, and our teenagers stepped up huge in our last few days.
Yes, they have.
I think Justin Wright put it best when he said it's not just the sports guys out here, it's everybody. There's over 11,000 tornadoes in this town. We can overcome just one.
Yeah,
Well put by Justin.
and it's going to take a little bit of time too. You can't do everything in one night and wave a magic wand. It's going to take time. So we hope we've had tremendous support so far, and I'm sure Bruce has seen a lot of support from, the government side of it. I've just seen support from the schools and teams and we've got a team from up by O'Hare Airport sending us money. We've got, teams from down outside the St. Louis metro area doing a food drive. They've never been here before. They're just wanting to help out. But that's Coaching Network. We're kind of all in this fraternity together, and we help each other out when it's necessary. So, thank you to those guys that are helping that a couple hundred miles away.
I think that has a lot to do with you, Coach, your network of friends and community. You've been in different communities.
Yeah.
I know your ex community, Mount Zion, really stood up and
Yeah.
took care of us, sent trucks and everything. And
It's
I think that's
fantastic.
just a respect that the towns that you've been in have for you personally. And I just want to thank
Yeah.
you from the city and everyone involved.
Yeah, man. Hey, my family loves it here. This is, it's finally starting to feel comfortable and feel like home. And, it's obviously an unfortunate situation over the weekend, but, man, when you dig right in there in the community and you getting your hands dirty, kind of
Right.
ties you in a little bit more that way, too.
Well, I'd tell you, I was on the school board when we hired you, and we love having you here too. So thank you, and
Well,
we love
thank you
having
very
your
much.
family. Your families really fit into the community well, and look forward to your son coming up and being a tornado.
Yeah,
one of
God,
these
just
days.
be 6'5", please.
He
Please,
looks
Jesus.
impressive out there at halftime.
You got him in the weight room yet?
We got a pull-up bar on his bedroom door. I'm not gonna lie.
So keep an eye out for him, Coach Brown. Again, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate what you guys are doing for the community.
Thank you very much.
Again, that's head coach Ryan Brown of the Taylorville Tornadoes. We'll have Bruce's player and play of the game when we return. Good evening, John Bowen back here with you on News Talk WTIM. Again, the Tornadoes victorious tonight. The final score 85-76. Hey, Bruce Berry, the man of the hour, he's got your Doug McKinney Country Financial Agent Player of the Game. Doug McKinney at Country Financial, where they grow with you. Bruce, you got a tough job tonight, man.
Yes, and I've thought about this, and not just name one of the players. I'm going to name the whole student body at the high school for their community support and involvement. And I think with tonight's win and everything, just going to name the whole Taylorville High School student body as the player of the game, or players of the community this week.
Couldn't have put it any better myself, Bruce. Again, that's Doug McKinney at Country Financial, where they grow with you. The whole student section, everybody that's part of Purple Rain, part of the Taylorville Tornado community, you get a player of the game. Now it's time for your play of the game, Bruce. This is the Central Illinois Smiles Family Dentistry play of the game. Be listening at the end of tonight's contest, where we select our Central Illinois Smiles Family Dentistry Big Smile of the game. Bruce, what was the play that put the biggest smile on our fans' faces tonight?
I think the biggest smile that put on my face tonight was Nick Livingston's dunk. Taylorville High School does not have very many players, or we don't see many dunks in this gymnasium. And I know he might have counted the one earlier in the season that he might have called it a dunk. I really didn't. But that one really was the first dunk for Taylorville this year. And so I'm going to name that as the play of the game.
Again, Nick Livingston gets credit for the play of the game. The student body for the Taylorville Tornadoes gets credited with the player of the game. Bruce, appreciate your insight. We're going to take another quick break here, and when we get back, we'll get you guys all set up. We'll get you some final statistics. I think we've yet to do that. How have we missed that? We'll go over your final scoring for your Tornadoes as well as the visiting Trojans and see what everybody ended up with tonight. John Bowen back here with you on News Talk WTIM. Bruce, you see what happens when you and I start talking? We almost miss when we're back from the break.
Well, we don't want to ever do that.
Yeah, we don't want dead air. There's never going to be any issue with dead air between me and Bruce. I do want to piggyback off something you said. Taylorville Tornadoes said they don't have too many high risers. Nick Livingston with that dunk. I know they have 0 broadcasters that can dunk.
Yeah, that's correct there. Maybe Tom Finks can of the girls' game. Maybe he can get up, but I doubt if Harrison can. I know I can't, and I don't think you can either, John.
If you had to bet on the most athletic of the three, or of all of us, between Finks, yourself, Harrison, and myself, who's the most athletic?
Oh,
go ahead, give it to me.
Myself.
Come on.
No, by far, John.
No shot.
I think if people would vote, I think I would be a runaway winner.
We're going to start a Twitter poll or something. We got to knock Bruce down a couple pegs here. I was a college athlete.
I'm very good athletic. I'm a bowler. I'm a dart player.
Bowling and darts? What's that have to do with athleticism?
Pool. Oh, I'm great at pool. John, you should see my office. I have a bumper pool table in the office, and another sport I picked up this summer is cornhole or bags.
None of those require movement. All of it is swinging your arms or darts you just toss.
If you remember, John, I played with the bags champion of the world this summer at Chili Fest.
And who carried the team?
Well, I think we both scored. We had 21. I think he might have got 11, and I got 10.
Oh, wow. That's surprising. We've lost control here. Bruce is just rambling through the sports that he can play. We do have those stats for you. We'll run through them real quick. The Tornadoes were led by Jace Bergschneider. He had 23 points on the contest. He averages just shy of 18. Nick Livingston was his sidekick tonight with 18. Jack Livingston poured in 7 as well. Will Kettlecamp just the 3, but he played great defense all night. Ryan Esfolds one shy of double digits, finishing with 9. And the bench scoring, Bruce, tonight, we mentioned the 21 points off the bench. 2 from Yemi Odubison, 2 from Brandon Odom, 6 from Wyatt Shirley, and 11 from Justin Wright off the bench. And really that was sparked by what happened between him and Caleb Hurst. Now looking at the Trojans' stats, at least in the scoring department, Corey Spoor, he had 11. Dayton Simpson, he had 2. Zach Finley finished with 4. Isaac Miller had 28. He was impressive all night. He led all scorers for both teams. And Caleb Hurst, he had 18 to round out the starters. Cade Landris added 11 off the bench, and he was firing from deep. And that is your scoring for both teams, your final stats. Again, we'll get out of here. Tornadoes defeat the Trojans. Bruce, you got one more final thought?
Yeah,
what other sport you want to add that you played?
No, I just wanted to thank the community for all the support they're showing. And if anybody has any type of issue, please call my office tomorrow. The number is 287-7946. We're out there in the field and everything, but if anybody has a specific issue, just give my office a call and we'll take care of it.
I want to give you this opportunity to talk about this as well. We've been mentioning it on and off throughout the broadcast this weekend. Cleanup crew is going to be back out there. We expect Coach Brown mentioned the Taylorville basketball team going to be out there helping. I would imagine Jeb Odom will get the football team out there as well, and Brian Sampson, the baseball players out there, wrestlers, what have you. Community involvement, is there someone they need to reach out to say, hey, I'm coming, or do they need to show up and win?
The Red Cross is in charge of the volunteers along with a company called Team Rubicon. They will be re-registering volunteers. But what I've told people that have called, just if you got friends or you got family or you know someone in the affected area, just go to their yard and help them personally. Just go out there. You really, especially the high school kids, they don't have to register with us. Basically, the registration is for people that are going to run equipment for us. And if the high school kids just want to get what they call boots on the ground, just go to particular neighborhoods, help the neighbors out, help people, ask what you can do, and that's how we'll get this cleaned up as quickly as we can.
The community has been rallying together ever since last Saturday, and again, this is not going to be, I believe it was Coach Brown who said, you don't wave the magic wand and it's all fixed. This is going to be a week's process, maybe even months. This isn't going to be a quick turnaround, but we do appreciate the support we've had from everyone in the Taylorville community, and that's why they were named the Doug McKinney Country Financial Players of the Game, the Taylorville Tornadoes community. Well, signing off until next time, Muhammad Seymour on the road for the first time. The Taylorville Tornadoes, how do they play away from home? We'll find out at 7:30 tip-off. That is on Thursday. Pre-game show starts at 7:15 right here on News Talk WTIM.